Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I got an ask the other day asking about how I created my gifs with a fair amount of black background, or I think some people also call it color blocking. So I'm going to go over a quick tutorial of how I do that. The two biggest things when it comes to this, to make it the easiest and the cleanest looking, has to do with the scene that you choose and cropping it. So obviously, like a scene like this, it would be really hard to do a clean scene if you wanted a lot of negative space above him because his head gets cut off by the frame. But it might be easier if you cropped it like here on his shoulders and then to the left or to the right. But yeah, the scenes obviously with the black are easiest. Also scenes like this with the dark blues, because you can just make that, you'll see later on, you can make the dark blues, the darkness 0. So then it just really blends in that way. But like a bad example to try to make a complete black background would be this one with the white. Is pretty much impossible to make it look clean like that. But yeah, why don't we just start with the actual tutorial? So here's a quick example of a GIF from a recent victim set. And so I'm just going to walk you guys through how I created this with this scene right here. So first we're going to crop it. I usually do, for the 2x8 sets, 16:9 for my proportions, but you can do whichever you please. And then I also try to focus, since at least with Photoshop 2021 and a couple of years before this, I think actually most Photoshops have this. I focus on like the rules of thirds. So I try to have like the main guy or main member of the group that I'm trying to get for the GIF on one of these lines to make it a little bit more interesting and dynamic. We can extend this way out a little bit, and we'll just say that's good enough. So as you notice, we'll have we have this like technically transparent space up here, but we will address that in a minute. So since we have that cropped how we want it, just resize it to whatever dimensions you wish. Okay, so now that it's resized, we can start on the actual coloring of it. I won't go too much into the actual coloring of it because I have done coloring videos in the past. So I will probably speed this along until I get to something actually new, or it's a pretty simple base coloring, just bringing out some of the skin tones. Okay, so for this part, for this set, I just wanted it black and white. So I always add a layer of hue and saturation, bring it not completely all the way down, but pretty far down for the master, and then go to reds and bump it up pretty much all the way. I also do yellows. Let me go to the master again. I think might be too much. There we go. So as you can see, where we started before, those greens and those blues are pretty much fairly dark now since it has no actual color to them. But we'll still go to the blues and then go to the lightness and then bring it all the way down. You might have to do it for a couple of them. We'll also go to the cyans next and then bring it all the way down. So now that's pretty much completely black in the background. Might go to a selective color layer, bump up the blacks just a little bit for it to be completely solidified back there. And then I will quickly do some other adjustments. Okay, we'll see. That's good enough. And then now for this, now we're going to add another layer. Make sure for this, all of your frames are completely selected. So it's applied to all of them. And then I usually use a 100% hardness brush for this, just for a clean line. I'm going to hold shift and click. Whoop, hold on. Let me make sure I get the right color first. There we go. I think it's just straight black. Shift and then click, and then there we go. So now just that entire line up above is now black. And then I also like to add another layer, fill layer, solid color. And I never have it completely black, usually like a really dark gray. And then put that to lighten, and then You can sharpen it every which way you want. But there you go. The color's not exactly the same. I think the skin tone's a little bit different. But you essentially get the idea of how to do it. But this was just like one really quick example of how I do it, but it pretty much applies to all of them. If there's, for the person that asked, if they do end up watching this, if there's a specific GIF or scene that you wanted me to show you how I did it, please let me know. But I hope this has helped you guys. And I'll see you all in the next video.